Well, you're back again. That didn't take long, did it? Okay. Now, I've got one, and it's a twist of fate, I would call it. I'll tell you a story, and then I'll tell you a twist of fate, as I see it. Now, at this Lundwana, there was only 2 naval personnel. One was leading seaman Ainsley, and he was the servant. I didn't think they had servants in them days, but he was the servant of Lieutenant Milne. Now, Milne was attached to the headquarters of Chelmsford because there was a naval brigade in the area, and he ended up as ADC to Chelmsford. Now, we all know that Chelmsford left Islandwana to go out to look for the Zulus. Couldn't find them. But going back to Milne and Ainsley were talking, and Milne turned around and said, I will go with Chelmsford. You can stay here as the representative for the naval contingent. And that's what happened. Now, Chelmsford's lot survived. The ones at Islandwana were killed. And Ainsley was one of the ones who was killed at Islandwana. Now, going forward, Milne was made a captain, and he was put in charge of the ship. He had a rapid promotion, and he ended up as C&C Mediterranean Fleet. And he had an order to take his ships down to the Med and stop the 2 German battleships, Gobin and Breslin. We had a bloke named Breslin in the regiment, didn't we? Yeah, I didn't like him then. That was the name of the ships. And this Admiral Milne decided, I will wait here because the Germans have got to pass me. And then he found out he was right. The Germans had passed him, and they got into the Med. So he sent 1 or 2 of his ships after his battle cruisers, but their armament wasn't strong enough. These ships weren't fast enough, and these 2 German battleships got in to Constantinople. Now, a couple of months before, and I'm using the words for then, not for now, Turkey had put in to the UK to buy 2 battleships. And the UK said, yes, we'll get them ready and we'll get them over to you. But because of the idea that war was coming, the British said, well, we won't sell them now, we'll keep them. So they informed the Turkish that they weren't getting these ships. So they felt let down. But the captain of these 2 cruisers, or the battleships from the Germans, turned around and said, we'll sell you our ship, both of them, and we'll even throw in the crew. So what the English did wasn't right, but we will write it. And because of that, and when the ships now become Turkish. Now remember, Turkey was not in the war at this stage. So when they started to leave, old Milne opened up on them. They got away. But because Milne had given the order to open up on Turkish ships, the Turks came into the war. After this incident, Milne was sent home on extended leave on half pay while the war was on. Now, this is where the twist of fate comes in. If we go back to Isandlwana, before the attack, Annesley and Milne on the battlefield. Now, if Annesley had gone out with Chelmsford and Milne had stayed behind, Milne would have been killed instead of Ainsley. He wouldn't have served in the First World War. He wouldn't have got up to Admiral. Someone else would be at the entrance to the Mediterranean and possibly stop the two German ships. So Turkey wouldn't have been brought into the war. So if Turkey hadn't been brought into the war, there wouldn't have been no Gallipoli. So the twist of fate is, why wasn't he in the camp and his servant with Chelmsford? I don't know if you found that interesting, but when I was reading it and looking at it, I thought just a twist of fate. If he had been killed at Isandlwana, all them soldiers, First World War, on the ships, would have been saved. And Turkey wouldn't have been in the war. No Gallipoli. And the 24th, who went to Gallipoli, wouldn't have had to send troops. And everybody would have been happy. But I'm not, because I found it. So, just remember, whatever happens, something else will follow on. Newton's third law of motion. Where there's an action, there's a reaction of equal force. Okay, so have a cup of tea, have a biscuit, and I'll see you the next time. Okay? Bye.